Mr. Seagull, a timid man, entered the office, took his hat in his hands, introduced himself, and was asked to take a seat. "I need to make preparations," he said. "My wife's died recently, and I—" "Yes," Mr. Perry said from across his desk. "We can arrange everything. Don't worry." Mr. Seagull's face showed relief. "Now, I want everything perfect, no cost spared. It's the least I can do. She was a wonderful wife." "Yes," Mr. Perry smiled. "Perfection, of course. We'll make sure, Mr. Seagull, that everything is perfect. Let us take care of the details. Now, may I ask the cause of death?" "Lung cancer." "And where is she currently?" Mr. Perry had taken out a clipboard and was writing on a form as he spoke. "At home. It was just a few hours ago. I was told I should get this underway as soon as possible." "Yes," Mr. Perry said, making a note on the form. "And her name?" "Astrid," Mr. Perry wrote and commented. "A very beautiful name." "Yes," Mr. Seagull said, twisting his hat. "It's Norse." "How many guests will you be expecting?" Mr. Perry's eyes were glued to his form. He had done this countless times and could fill the whole sheet without looking. But he was thorough. "I don't know exactly. She had many friends." "Can you estimate? It's very important." "At a guess," he thought for a second, "I'd say maybe a dozen." "And can you give me your wife's height and weight?" Mr. Seagull's gray eyes roamed the wall behind Mr. Perry's head as his mind worked. He didn't want to guess too small, but out of respect, he didn't want to guess too big. Finally he said, "She's about 5'6". I think close to 120 pounds, give or take a few." "Kind of small," Mr. Perry said, still filling out his sheet. "And when were you hoping to have this?" "As soon as possible," Mr. Seagull said. "I don't want to wait too long. Decay, you know." "Yes," Mr. Perry agreed. "It's always better sooner than later." He passed the form to Mr. Seagull, who signed and dated it, while the widower passed it back. Mr. Perry buzzed his receptionist and told her to have Mr. Magnola accompany Mr. Seagull back to his home. "And have him bring the rib spreader, please." "What's the rib spreader for?" Mr. Seagull asked, worry shadowing his features. "We'll have to remove the lungs, Mr. Seagull," Mr. Perry said. "We can serve the rest of her, but no one's going to want to eat cancer-ridden lungs." "Oh, yes," Mr. Seagull said. "I understand." "We'll have this dinner ready by 8 o'clock. Is that okay?" Mr. Perry asked, standing and coming around to walk Mr. Seagull to the door. "Relax, and let us handle everything. You won't be disappointed." "Thank you very much," Mr. Seagull said, shaking the other man's hand. "I appreciate everything."